Well, hey, all you cool cats and kittens. It's Carole at Big Cat Rescue, and I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this live because Brittany is already most of the way through doing evening meds and snacks, as is Lauren Grant. So I got out here a little bit late, and especially with two of them working on it, they'll have it knocked out before I can get back over there. And Brittany's still feeling a little self-conscious about doing it on film, so I'm going to give her a break. I have an update. Stephanie Grouse is in the house, as is Sarah. Yes, there's all your old favorites. Everybody loves you guys. So it's nice to have them back. And Josh is over here working on a canopy. This is a pretty expensive undertaking to keep the cats who are in the hospital cage from getting too much sun on them. So usually we have to put up a tent like this, but what Josh here is going to do is run a canopy all the way from the door there across to the other hospital, so that when it's raining and we're having to move cats back and forth between the two hospitals, they'll stay dry, and then it'll go all the way back to where Hoover is, and that will keep the sun off of him because the sun sets in the west over there. There's cookies in the Keeper Cafe if you're hungry.
Oh, thank you.
I started to bring you some, and then I didn't know what kind you might like. Oh, there's Sleepy Hoover. Hey, honey. So Hoover is on some really good meds, and we wanted to make sure that this work that we're doing over here was not going to bother him, and you can see he's not at all bothered. That black that you see on his paw is where he was shaved, and it's still looking a little swollen where they had to take the toes off. And I think the vet might have just been here, because Jamie was saying she had Lucifer seen by the vet again. Lucifer is her domestic, actually it's Dr. Justin's cat, but he lives with Jamie. Because he's been doing really poorly, and she said while he was in the hospital he ate like a quarter of a can of food, which was the first time he's eaten in days. You know how cats are when you take them to the vet, all of a sudden they're like, I'm fine. Nothing to see here. But I don't know if Jamie was in our hospital or if she had taken Lucifer to Humane Society. So I figure we'll just ride around, see what we can find. Oh. Exciting news. If you guys have ever heard of Beamer, B-E-M-R, B-E-M-E-R, our volunteers, Susan and Denny Mitchell, have been using it for a long time, both on Susan, who needs it for back issues and leg issues and arthritis issues. She does a horse rescue thing out in Riverview, and she uses it on those horses, and so they use it both for physical, to help physical healing and with emotional issues that a lot of horses apparently have. So I had tried it on myself. Randall had sent, it was funny because Howie was going and checking it out at their house, but he didn't tell me the name of the thing. And then Randall, our IT guy, hooked me up with somebody named Annie DeCoker who sells them. And she came out and gave me a demonstration. And it was like 2 weeks after I had hurt myself with Priya Tigris, trying to move her. I had really wrenched my hip to where it felt like it was just not in the socket. And it was just so painful for the longest time. And so I got on the chair and did just 8 minutes on the chair with this Beamer thing. And then they also did in addition to having me lay on the mat, they did it's a little round thing about as big as your hand that I did right on the spot. And it's felt so much better since then that I thought, you know what, I really want to try this with Flint because of his bone issues. And I found out today from the lady who came out, her name was Marielle from MD Equine Therapy, and she does horse stuff. But she was saying she thought it would be especially good to help him metabolize his minerals because he's not metabolizing the minerals in his food properly. I didn't mean to wake you up. I'm so sorry, Duchess. Oh, you gonna make me walk with you? Okay, we'll walk. We're walking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. You're so chuffy. 485 people saying you're so chuffy. Yeah, they're saying how pretty you are. You think it would be funny if you sprayed me? You think it would be funny too, don't you? Look how high your lake is. Would it just stop? I named this Make It Stop. It's like all day long. It's just been drizzling rain. It just will not stop. Even right now, it's just drip, 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 drip. You're too silly. So the Beamer device is not a medical device. It hasn't been through all of the FDA stuff that you would have to do to have them make any kind of medical claims, and they don't. They just are able to say, these are the things that other people have tried and had success with, and give it a try. So the actual machine, I think, costs something like $7,000 or $7,500, but you can rent it ahead of time. So I rented it for a month, and we'll be putting it on Flint twice a day and see if we see an improvement in his condition. I mean, of course, we're going to see improvement, I would think, just by virtue of the fact that he is improving every day. But if we see something really dramatic, then we'll know. So I printed up a bunch of charts so that we can chart his progress. You can do it over there too? Oof, yes. Oof. And it can't hurt him. It's just an electromagnetic signal. And what they say is it's made for people. And so when people use it, they usually lay on it or have it laying on top of them in a recliner. And they say pets are just so attracted to this thing. They just want to come be near that signal. So what we plan to do is put it on half of Flint's cage so that he can choose whether he's going to the signal or not, to see. Are you in heat? You're acting like a tiger in heat. So he can choose whether or not he wants to be near it. I'm really excited about the prospects. And we just did blood work and x-rays, so we'll have a good starting point to know whether there was anything really substantial. I was also talking to Dr. Justin about CBD oil, and one of the things that the manufacturers of CBD oil are saying that in animals they don't have a lot of studies, and so they asked if we would be willing to track those kinds of things, like taking blood tests before and then during and after, to see whether or not it shows up in the blood serum at all. So I thought that was exciting. Yes. Oof. Oh my goodness. And we're walking again. I'm staying with Duchess here because I'm not sure we'll see anybody else since it's so wet. Yeah, I hear Max actually likes the rain though. And then I have super exciting information for you that Kitten Karma is on her way to do another Bobcat rescue. And as soon as I can tell you more about that, I will. I expect probably in the next hour or so to be able to let you guys know more about that. It's very, very exciting. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Lauren, thank you for the warning. Our vet's been actually studying it a lot, so I would trust him to know what he's doing. I'm not the person who would be making those decisions. Actually, my feet are dry so far. They were wet earlier. I went out to see what Randall was doing. He's been working on our cameras. All this rain has caused so much havoc with our Explore cameras that the one in the hospital was down. I think Nikita's been down, and Vacation Rotation was down. So he was working on vacation rotation today, and I think he got the hospital one working. I don't know. You guys might be able to tell me whether or not he got the vacation rotation back on. Wendy, we were just at Hoover, and he is sleeping because he's on some very good drugs right now. We want to keep him out of pain while he heals, and don't want him messing with that incision. Well, thank you for all the love, everyone. She's got that, like, I'm gonna roll right now.
Jasmine was actually really good.
You're so silly. Oh, Lauren says vacation rotation is still on highlights. Darn. That's frustrating. We had an interesting request come in about white tigers. An organization that's doing some sort of CGI wanted to know if they could video and film, take photos and video of our white tigers, and we talked to them about how we really hate the idea of them doing something where they're glamorizing white tigers, because they're all inbred and crossbred and really shouldn't be bred, period. And didn't want them to get way down the line on this and then find out, oh, we just did something really stupid. So I don't know what the storyline is about this white tiger, but at least we had the opportunity to educate them about why they should not be glamorizing it. And so we sent them 30 or 39 videos today of white tigers that we have stockpiled, so that they can see how our white tigers walk and move and how cross their eyes are and some of their birth defects and those things. We work with a lot of companies that do video and ask if they can use footage that we've shot, and we offer them footage for free, or we offer to let them come here and videotape for free. We just have them sign a caveat stating that they're not going to use whatever they do to glamorize the notion of keeping wild animals captive, because we think that's a horrible thing, that all wildcats should live free. Hello, Tiger Lily. Hi. Hello. If I can get across the mud, I'm going to come see you. Somebody piled up a whole bunch of sticks right in front of the gate. I'm sure at the time there was a reason for that. Oh, for goodness sakes. Hold tight. Oh, Karen, sorry to hear she's blind. Oh, it's okay. I'm not gonna mess with you. I also don't have anything for you, so don't come to me. Somebody could use some grooming. Tiger Lily's one of our oldest cats. I think she's 23. She and Breezy are right up there with Running Bear and Apollo as some of our oldest cats. And when they get old, they can't groom themselves very well. And so in fact today, Karma, before she left, was grooming Breezy Bobcat with a telescoping back scratcher. And Tiger Lily, to my knowledge, only lets Brittany do it. And I don't know how much she lets her do it before she says, okay, that's enough. Apparently, that's the case because we still got some tangles hanging there. Melissa, thank you for sharing that about making the call of the wild. The way that we end the abuse of keeping big cats in cages is by ending the cub petting, where people pay to pet a cub, which is what drives almost all of the abuse in this country. Actually, around the world, it drives most of the abuse. So if we can ban cub petting and ban private possession, that'll pretty much take care of the problem. It doesn't take our federal bill, the Big Cat Public Safety Act, doesn't take away anybody's cats that they already have. They just can't buy or breed more for life in prison. So I think that's fair. Cats certainly think it's fair, don't you? Yeah, I say we don't belong in prison. Nobody wants to be caged. So the way you can do that is text the word cats to 52886, and it'll step you through the process with a little script as to what to say. Essentially, you just say, please ask your boss to champion the Big Cat Public Safety Act. It's that easy. All they'll want to know about you is your zip code and your name so that they know that they got the right legislator. And our system does that for you. When you type in your name and your zip code, it's going to call the right legislator for you. Guatemala tigers probably won't get here till next month now. We're still trying to arrange flights. The last quote that we got for flights for 3 tigers from Guatemala was $80,000, which is crazy. So the Animal Defenders International is still working on that. I'm sorry about the coughing. This time of year, the allergies just really get to me, even though I'm on Claritin. Yes, Erica. Yes, Erica. Flint has space outside. They put a cage inside a cage next door to Cinder and Ash so that he can go out and get some sunlight every day. I don't know if he went outside today, though, because it rained all day long. I'm not sure what the magic brush is, but my guess is that it's not going to be something that we can stick through the wire and reach the cat. That's why we use the telescoping back scratchers, because it'll stick through about 2 feet. Are you sick of the wet weather? Yeah, that's what they say. They say you look like you're sick of it. I'm going to have to back out because our road is underwater there, and I tried to go through it the other day and just about lost my golf cart. It's a lot smooshier than it looks. Wendy, we don't have the reports back on all of the lab work that we've done on Flint yet, so the vet can't make his report until we get all of that back, and then we contact the FWC and ask them to make their determination. I did talk to the FWC about it today, but it was only to say, this is what we're doing. We're waiting for these reports, and then we'll get back to you after the vet determines whatever he's going to determine. Looks like a whole party of people over there by Keisha. Maybe we'll go see what that's about. Good thing we built this this bridge here, because keepers would not be able to get to the cats. It would all be underwater right now. What are you doing, Keisha? Keisha Tiger? Huh? Do you love it? Do you love the new mowed grass? Yes, it's Florida Wildlife Commission. It's actually FWCC, Florida Wildlife Conservation Commission. Then check out the other one too. Karen, thank you for posting Keisha's link. Holly, thank you for helping with the comments. I heard that Deb was driving, and I haven't heard what happened with Lawanda. Robin, you are correct. That was Nikita Lion roaring-ing. That was Nikita Lioness roaring. People are going to think you live in a tiny cage. Go through the tunnel, one way or the other. Keisha has 3 cages, I think. Each one of them's 1,800 square feet, and they're connected by these tunnels. As you can see over there, she's going through another door. I'm not sure where Afton's new rescue kitten is. I don't know if it's at her house or if it's in the staff offices. I told her she could keep it in staff office if she wanted to, because it has a ton of parasites. They're having to really wash her, everything she touches, and your hands and everything else every time they handle her. And she's got a lot of medications that she's got to take for the next, I think, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. So they're looking for a home for her, I believe. They're just not certain anybody would want to take on that much bother until we get her stabilized and get rid of the parasites. Are you playing with your ball? What a fun girl. Yeah, pool's right where you left it. If you go to our website, bigcatrescue.org/cages, it'll explain how our cages are built. Each of our tigers has at least 1,800 square feet, and in her case, she's got 3 of those hooked together, so that's, what, 36 and 18 is 40, 50, 400 square feet. And they also have access to a 2.5-acre vacation rotation enclosure where they get a month of vacation. Holly's right, you are special. You're so special. Yeah, she's got at least 3 water bowls that are cleaned every single day, but they seem to like the fish flavored water as much as anything. You gonna go into this one? They didn't mow in the other one. Yeah, your grass is all high over there. I didn't see Amanda on my way up here. Amanda's another one that's got, she must have 4 or 5 cages back there, all hooked together. Each one of those is 1,800 square feet. So with 5 cages, she could be in 5 different dens, at least. I think some of those cages actually have more than one den. Kathy, when we rescued her from a place in New York, the keepers there said that she had been kept in a cage next door to lions and that the lions ripped it off. She's also missing half of her ear, and her stripes on one of her back legs don't match up very well because she had apparently been attacked. And I don't know if it just healed that way or if she ever got any kind of medical care. Well, thank you for making the call of the wild. We're very excited. We have 121 co-sponsors currently. And we're further in the process than we have ever been before, as far as we've already had our first hearing on it in the House. What we're trying to do now is line up a Senate lead sponsor. We have one on the Democratic side, but in order for anything to pass, you really need both a Democrat and a Republican to sign on as co-leads. And so we're looking for that Republican that can sign on in the Senate. This interesting mess is how Jamie and Victor are trying to keep their concrete work. If you see underneath there, they were working on the concrete for the pools for the tigers from Guatemala that are coming. And if you do all that concrete work and then it rains on it all day, like it's been raining all day, it would just destroy the work and just wash it into a puddle of mud. And so they've had to cover it with tarps. Armani. There's Armani. There's a girl. Hi. Yeah. Who is so beautiful? Are you the most beautiful? Yeah, Ro. 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 That's a girl. It's always my pleasure to go live when I can. It seems like the last several months have just been crazy, crazy busy. Who has beautiful teeth? You do. That's who. Oh, thank you, Holly. One of the things that people often complain to us about is that even though they have liked us and they have clicked the little button that says show Big Cat Rescue first in my feed, they're still not getting our posts when we go live. And so we tried something new, because anytime Facebook does something new, we try to support them in it, and hopefully they will reward us by pushing our stuff out to more people. So the newest thing that they have going is something called Facebook Fan or Facebook Supporter. And what they do is you sign up and we made it the cheapest we could possibly pick from the list, which is 99 cents per month. And when you sign up to pay 99 cents per month, that comes to Big Cat Rescue. So it goes to the cats. It's a good cause. And it ensures that you actually see what we're posting, at least as far as the specialty posts. Somebody here who is a supporter might be able to tell me if it shows you everything or if it just shows you the ones that we send out to the people who are supporters. But if you go to facebook.com/BigCatRescue, that big blue button there says become a supporter, and that's what that's about. You just sign up for 99 cents per month. And those are the best kinds of donations for us, because when you sign up as a regular donor like that, even if it's just $1 a month, we know it's coming in. And so we can kind of base what we're doing and what we're spending based on what we expect will be coming in. Whereas if, it's wonderful that people make a donation once a year, but we don't know if it's coming. And so if it's once a month, then it kind of gives us a better idea of how much we can budget for the different things that we do for the cats. Denise says she gets everything. Looks like it's a mix. Maybe those who are getting everything can share your tips to everybody else as to how you get everything, because that's been so frustrating for so many of our fans that say they really want to see these beautiful cats whenever they get a chance, and they're just not getting it. Are you licking all that rain off? Yeah. Everybody's wet. We're so wet. There have been some funny memes passed around, and one of them has been, I'm sorry, I can't think of this woman's name. It starts with an A. But she does these hilarious memes and posts them in our group, I think, about the cats. And so I think it's Hoover is like this newscaster, and she's got this ongoing gig where like they ask for a weather report every day from from Smalls, and every day Smalls just says it's still raining. It just won't stop raining. Oh, Natalie, I'm so sorry you haven't found a solution. What are you doing?
I have very good news today. Well, good news for me, but they might enjoy it. I got the first draft of the calendar complete. It usually takes about 3 drafts, so don't get too excited. But that is always my summer nightmare, is getting that done.
And they were just asking me for a kitten report. Does that kitten have a name?
No, not yet.
How could that be?
Because then I get even more attached to when it has a name. So, no, I was gonna maybe, once I get to know her personality a little bit better, make a little Facebook contest. And
Facebook would love that.
They can come up with names, and then Carmen and I were gonna pick, since I've been primarily caring for her, but she's been helping me out with the meds a lot.
Where is she?
She's in Baby Cakes' cage.
Oh, so she is in staff office.
Yeah, she's in staff offices, and then I try to get her out as much as I can, but she's starting to get a little more comfortable and brave when I take her out in my office, and she wants to explore, but I can't let her do that while she's still wormy. So she has to stay in her little blankie, so trying to get her to no, and scratch her until she's I'll fall asleep like this. So, I took a new picture of her today. She's so stinking cute. But she loves to be pet. It's just, she's not very comfortable around, pretty much anybody but me at this point.
You and Howie are the only 2 people I've ever met who say they love to be pet. Everybody else I ever heard said they love to be petted. But you and Howie both always say they love to be pet. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, you're probably the only one that's right, because if it's Howie.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Grammar.
But no, she's doing really good. Tomorrow's her last day of her first set of deworming. She has 3 total.
Wow.
Yeah, and antibiotics up until next week. But her scab did come off. She's a very hidey cat, and sometimes she's really hard to find, and it's silly because I'm get that panicky feeling of, she got out, and like, that's impossible. Like,
It held us.
Baby was gonna get out, baby cakes would have gotten out. But I lifted up her little home, and there she was, and there was this big and like this wide thing, and I'm like, what is that? And I picked up, I'm like, ew, it's her scab. So it came off, but it's so raw underneath there, and she sees Justin again on Monday, and he thinks that she could have possibly been spayed and then got put outside and it got infected, because it almost looks like there may be an incision mark because there's a little opening at the very bottom of it.
Oh gosh.
But you can see kind of like a line, but I'm not a doctor. I just look and be like, ooh.
You just film one on TV.
So he's gonna look at it now that the scab's off and see if we need to prolong her antibiotics or just let it go. But her paws are almost all, well, she tries biting the scabs off, but almost all of her scabs are off, and there's new skin under there. So they look really good.
Baby kitten paw skin.
Yeah. I like her.
Oh, and I just got an alert from Karma. She's on her way back with a very angry baby bobcat. GPS says 2.5 hours.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Does she have a new place for this baby?
I think it's gonna go in the little the metal cages out in rehab hospital. But Jamie said she's probably gonna meet her here because I wanted footage. So Jamie said she'd probably take some clips with her phone when she gets back.
So Jamie's gonna take it, not you?
I think so.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it won't be for what? Oh yeah. And then I gotta be back at 6:45 in the morning. So if she wants to come back and deal with Kitten, that sounds awesome.
All right. Thank you. I see Lauren and Sarah. I wonder if they are doing meds. Ooh, doing something. Hello. No, because they're not going to eat if I go near them.
You also probably don't want to walk down here in your shoes.
Yeah. Oh dear, I broke my shoe.
Oh dear.
I just now felt it. It's like, ugh. Well, darn. I really liked these shoes. And Diablo's like, I'll eat it. Well, they're going where I won't be able to see them. Okay, well, Afton just said that she's going in the cage in the Bobcat Rehab Hospital, and she has no idea the mess I just made in there because I was lining up cages and trying different conformations with this Beamer blanket and all of the accessories. So I'm going to go clean that up and get it ready for them. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight, and please make the call of the wild. You can do that at bigcatact.com or text the word cats to 52886. And if you become a supporter on Facebook for 99 cents a month, that will really help us out, and you'll be able to see more great photos and videos of all these beautiful, beautiful cats. Love you guys. Good night.